Greetings, all. Welcome to Monday, November 13th. I am done with my flu and feeling just, well,
Shoo shoo.
dry
Shoo
as
shoo.
ever. And very excited to be here with you guys tonight and talk about the show that really wasn't tonight. If you missed us last week, Wednesday, Dennis and I came on air around 11 o'clock or so and live streamed Howard's portion of the SiriusXM. I guess it was the precursor to the investor meeting that was done for the press. And as boring as it can possibly be, as seriously uninnovative as something could possibly be. So Carlos Sierra Alpha, thanks for posting that. Big story today is that Wiggy forgot the names of his intro songs, and that segment was scrubbed from repeats. Well, I just played it for Dennis as we were sitting here waiting to come on air, and I played the 6:15 version, 6:15 p.m. version, the new start of the show, and it was there. So I'm not necessarily sure whether or not that was
maybe your thing dropped out because their technology is garbage.
Truly is garbage.
Shiza.
We're going to go a little bit back and forth because today's show was kind of horrible, and we'll talk about it a little bit, but we will go back to last week's presentation so that you can see what SiriusXM is showing us as was the presentation, and what we showed last week, which was the unedited version, if you will, of Howard kind of walked in and talked, and his going on the teleprompter and things like that.
Now, am I mistaken, or did you have a brilliant observation about him in staircases that they edited out him? He wasn't able to get up the stairs again?
No,
well,
walking on the stage.
I tried to say that the stairs were slippery, and that's the reason why he could not get up the stairs.
Yeah.
We'll watch it. We'll watch it.
The stage was slippery, according to the Pelican.
Yeah, I just want to throw out there that I just finished watching a 4-part thing on Netflix from a book I read years ago called All the Light We Cannot See. And I will tell you that was probably one of the best things I have watched on television this year.
Any nudity?
No nudity.
Any black people?
I'm out.
There's no superheroes.
Black people?
There's no black
Rick and
people.
Morty?
I'm out.
Nazi Germany.
Of course,
Germany.
Of course, it's not.
It's got Nazis. Wait a minute. Now I'm interested again. Hold on. Nazis equal ratings.
Nazis equal ratings.
What is Dennis pouring down his pie hole?
I made a Boulevardier today, just because I felt fancy.
So sophisticated.
Indeed.
Rye, red vermouth, Campari, and I like to put a little orange bitters in just because.
Wow. A little turpentine, maybe?
Excellent. Can you clean the car with that? Can you clean the Mopar?
I could probably run the car on it.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to
Dennis, your forehead shines like armor all.
We're going to get right away and go into the early part.
A little.
So his first thing was to talk about how he didn't remember the theme songs for his show prior to American Nightmare. So let's play a little bit of that.
American Nightmare.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes, we have a busy show for you today. We have been planning all weekend for your show today.
All weekend.
And a lot to talk about. But let's enjoy the theme song. This became the theme song to our show. I forget what the original theme song was, but after I went into the recording studio with Robert Zombie, this somehow became the theme song. And
You gotta be kidding me.
Going to change this theme song to another theme song, but Rob put his foot down and said, "You can't change that song." So this is the theme song. Here's a trivia question for those of you who've been listening a long time. What was the theme song before this?
Can we stop right there?
What's wrong with him?
All right. So the thing is, The Great American Nightmare was put as the theme song because he wanted that song to be a #1 song in the United States. That was the original intent of making that his opening song. So it get played 5 days a week, and people would hear it, and they would want it to be played on their favorite rock station.
which never happened.
And he's such a lazy bastard that he never changed it.
Well, that's another chink in the armor of the movie, that you could try to overproduce a soundtrack like that and still have it only make $40 million in the States and not do nothing internationally.
And the soundtrack never sold. I mean, it really never sold.
Yep, people would
So
do it.
of course, does everybody know the name of the song that was the prior song before this?
Yeah, well, yeah, I did. And
Anyone?
yeah.
Anyone else?
No.
Tilt-A-Whirl.
Give me more Howard
Tilt-A-Whirl,
Stern
yeah.
Rod?
Tilt-A-Whirl. The only reason I know Tilt-A-Whirl is it used to be our opening song for Radio Gunk.
Yep. Sing it, Monique.
Every single week that we ran that song, I got a copyright infringement thing.
I hate that song.
Unreal.
It's completely unmonetized us. But I mean, it was a great opening. Honestly, it was great.
Imus used it too, Monique, on his show.
Really?
Yeah. I remember my dad listening to Imus, and I'm like, "What?" I eventually started to get really tired of that song.
But the thing is, Tilt-A-Whirl is like an old. I mean, it's an old jazz song. I mean, it's old. I mean,
what does it have to do with this show? Right.
And prior to that, they had a Duke Ellington song,
which was Duke Ellington. Yeah,
more bizarre.
In the mood. It was in the mood. Yeah, from Duke Ellington. Yeah.
His theory behind it is that he thought that that he would give you, I guess, that he would give you something completely innocuous to start the show with, because oh my God, yes, I did. So I got a haircut.
Jesus, like a fucking squirrel.
I got my eyelashes done. So yeah, I was feeling so shitty for the last 2 weeks that I had to do a little glow up. Yeah,
but he also had the 000s did a song with the HOWARDSTREN. That was also the opening song.
Sing that for us.
HOWARDSTRN HOWARDSTRN. Howard Stern. It was like, who's the greatest DJ in the world? Howard Stern. Who's the guy? That song, that really lame freaking song. Horrible song. It was 000s.
Monique, I recognize those highlights. Is that the work of Tony Coburn?
Yes, exactly. Well, he didn't do Howard any favors during the SiriusXM.
Was that done at a brownstone on the Upper West Side?
Yes. No, I have my Florida girls now, now that I'm done in Flow Rider.
I just thought of a new Radio Gunk contest. Let's take Tilt-A-Whirl and make up our own lyrics to it. Have the bands
still get banned. I'm telling you, we used to put music over it. We put sound over it.
I can't believe that.
Yes.
They
put their own spin on it. Don't use the real thing. Put their own spin on it.
Every week.
I believe it.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Jesus, that song is so old.
Monique has a hair system.
Yeah,
Cindy Lou Who. Classic Cindy Lou Who.
No, I actually curled it for you guys today because I have my my Dyson hair blow dryer down here, and it makes curls, and it makes it.
Oh, look at you, the Dyson hair dryer with me curls.
Okay, so then at approximately 7:10, Kiki in Colorado calls in.
Oh,
yeah, right.
5 o'clock in the morning.
5 o'clock in the morning, Colorado.
Yep.
5 o'clock in the morning, and listen what she wants to hear. Listen to what she wants to hear at 5 o'clock in the morning in Colorado.
Please tell.
Hey, Kiki. Good morning. I'll take a couple of calls. Start the show off in Colorado. What's up?
Are you talking to me, Kiki?
No, the other Kiki.
Colorado.
Oh my God, Howard, love you. Hey, my Fred. Okay, this question actually is going to be for Taylor Swift's agent. So can we get him on the phone?
Oh my God, no, we cannot. No. Nobody wants to hear.
All right.
The agent.
That voice, she calls all the time. That's one of their Planet calls. I mean, that voice all the time. She calls from different states.
This is for Josh Foster specifically. I don't know how NBA nerds are here, but Kiki Vandeweghe played for the Denver Nuggets in Colorado. So I'm going to put it together that somebody from the back office is from Colorado and their fake name is Kiki from Colorado.
They constantly take like a first or second phone call from Colorado. It seems like every week, right?
Somebody's from Colorado in the back office, clearly.
From Colorado.
Yeah.
So it's not after Kiki Rosberg, the Formula One champion from Germany.
It could
be.
Yes. A Fish Called Wanda. X, I think, comes out to about here on me. You know,
you're giving me a couple inches, bro.
Always super tall.
I was wearing my platform Crocs that day.
Super tall guys like to always say they're small. You know, they always like that joke like that.
I realized this when you guys were talking about the album today, the Private Parts album. The entire album and title wise is one collective humble brag. If you look at the titles. Right, the whole thing, every title is a humble brag. It's like it's like the very beginning of when you realize I'm a tortured man, I'm an American nightmare. It's one big humble brag every time.
Great American Nightmare, not just
Great American Nightmare. Yeah, double
He's a nerd. He's a Jewish nerd from Long Island. He's nothing else. You know, if he had to write a real book about his life, it would be just as bad as Lisa G's cookie book.
Easily.
Like nothing of any interest happens in that man's personal life until he became famous.
Wait a minute. No, not as bad as Lisa. Nothing can be as bad as Lisa G's book. Nothing could be as bad. But the truth would actually be more fascinating of him learning how to steal stuff from other DJs, stealing stuff from other DJs, making sure he copied stuff from other DJs, and making sure he's not in
real life. I'm talking about real life outside of the world.
Oh, outside of his
having sex with
he
girls,
did nothing. He's
having,
a girl.
He's amazing like trips and experiences. He's done nothing. He's done absolutely nothing. It's like shocking to me.
The things you would find interesting, he would never, ever, ever talk about.
Never traveled.
Believe me.
Never had sex with multiple women in like a month.
He's Ralph.
Anything of any note. That's
Ralph.
all I'm saying. He's just a little bit scary. All right, let's move on. Rappaport calls in, and I don't know. Is Rappaport being like some weird shill for the Stern Show lately? It was just such a
what else he's got to do?
Kind of phone call that it kind of made me nauseous.
I'm not calling to talk about the teeth, lips, or the tongue, the underrated tongue of Baba Booey. I wanted to tell you sincerely, the Barbra Streisand interview was so good. And with everything that's going on in the world, with everything that's going on with Jewish people and the anti-Semitism, to hear you,
how is this irrelevant?
A pillar of what you do, a pillar of entertainment, the king of all media, sit down with another pillar of popular culture entertainment who's also a Jew, and to hear you guys just go back and forth. And I'm not just the only person who thought this, because I talked to other people who listened to it.
Oh my God! In other words,
like who?
Proud to be Jewish.
In other words, he's just kissing his ass. In other words,
why?
Yeah, Rappaport is a rare breed of ginger Jew from Brooklyn. It's a weird thing that he
ginger Eugene.
Yeah, Ginger. And he's just from like Streisand. And I say this all the time. Stop giving this effing horrible show free labor. You have a great film career. Now you've completely sullied and ruined it. He has a phenomenal film career. Not just good. Great. There's 99% of actors who want it. I mean, let me go to his IMDb and read off the Coplands of the world that he's been starred in.
Copland.
True Romance. Brad Pitt's roommate, on and on and on. Am I crazy, chat, or does he not have a phenomenal film career that's better than 99% of people?
Film career. He's one of those guys that if we didn't know him from the Stern Show and all of a sudden he dropped dead tomorrow, you'd be like, things. Yeah, that guy who plays that guy.
He's in so many things.
That's what we would say. Character actor, guy. I don't know that we would know his name, honestly, if we didn't know him already, is what I'm saying. I don't think he's that.
I'll put him up against Harvey Keitel.
Oh, come on.
No, you don't.
No, that's I'm sorry.
Harvey Keitel was bad cop, bro.
He played the wolf. Many good films. I'm telling you.
Absolutely right.
I'm telling you. Pull up his IMDb and look
more of a character actor. More of a character.
Yeah, but he's good at what he does, and he's
Harvey Keitel is like no. I mean, come on.
I agree.
He was the wolf.
He's the wolf.
Even if he just played the wolf, that would be enough to trump.
Done.
Dude. Absolutely.
End of argument. He played the wolf. Rapport's nowhere near him. Sorry. No.
All right, we can argue about this pretty much.
It's all subjective.
I know that
the wolf,
John has always thought that
the show is beneath him.
It is beneath him, but you know,
yeah,
if I'll go as far as this, if you take his money away from him, I would rather have Rappaport's career than Howard's. I would rather brag about what I did as an actor than what Howard did. Take away his money.
Come on.
I'm saying take away his money. I'm taking it off the table. Artistically, I would rather do a Rappaport.
No way you walk down the street and more people know who Michael Rappaport is than Howard Stern. There's just no way.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I would put you to the test. I would love to meet up with you in the city one day, and we can both go out on the street and see who knows who. That's what I would
go to Mastic Shirley with
like,
2 pictures.
He looks like if Bill Burr was in an accident, and then they would go like, "Yeah, the doctors did the best they could."
Yeah, no.
Benjamin, were you really an extra in Beautiful Girls? I love that movie. There's a huge cast in that. Timothy Hutt. That's my favorite Matt Dillon story came from that movie.
Look, I was an extra in the movie Beautiful Girls with him. That's right.
Ted Demme, director of Blow.
Ooh, Benjamin, what do you do for a living now? What do you do? You know, our friend Biznick was also in some movies as well.
Because Biznick is cool.
Remember? Yeah, Biznick is cool.
He is cool.
Yes.
He was in Invincible with Marky Mark.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Speaking of Wiggers, keep on the Wiggers.
I know we've touched on this before, but the Rappaport's career is based on the fact that Sean Penn's brother died.
That is a very true fact.
I'll go with that. Yeah. All right, I'm going to move on. I thought this clip was kind of amazing. I didn't see anybody mention it in the listening thread, but I thought it was pretty fascinating. And they were talking about jerking off. They were talking about masturbation, how often they do it, blah, 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 blah. and apparently John Hine does not jerk off. He has no interest in it. He doesn't think about getting a Woody. He doesn't do anything with it if he does get one. And he thinks that it's not an issue anymore. And I thought that was kind of weird comment from, Mr. 80 Blowjobs. So
why? I was thinking about him doing that. Why would he even come up?
I don't want that imagery in my head.
Exactly.
Please.
I'm going to give it to you anyway.
Automatron, baby. Automatron.
You know who claims he doesn't jerk off is John Hine. He's jerking off.
He watches
the guy who got 80
blowjobs.
He's the guy who got 80 blowjobs.
He doesn't touch himself, and he got a total. John, brag a little.
Well, if you look like John, would you touch yourself?
He can't even believe he gets sex.
John, talk a little bit about this.
Wow.
When is the last time you even watched porn?
Well, first of all, Fred's got a fair point there, to be honest, in terms of looking at myself. I don't know. I mean, I'll watch stuff as it comes on through cable and whatnot, but
really,
I'm not looking for an actual porn to watch. It just doesn't do it for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Automatons wouldn't jerk off, right? I mean, that's the true sign. You have Monique, isn't Morrissey supposed to be asexual?
Yeah.
He claims he just doesn't care about sex with anything.
Yes.
That's John Hine, but in a robotic way. When you hear him, I actually believe that, right? He would have no testosterone coursing through him enough to be
a fleshy manatee with absolutely no sex drive whatsoever, and
I believe that.
no thoughts about sex, and the fact that his wife basically comes up to his fucking hips. I can't even imagine. And he said, we have a thriving sex life, and we do it probably twice a week. It was interesting because before we came on, I was watching that stupid Newlyweds thing, as I told you. And I thought it was really.
I'm sorry, Monique. I'm sorry. Yeah, hey, Retard. When you posted, hey, Retard's comment, just cracked me up.
Plain hamburger porn. Yes.
That is a genre that I've never heard of, Retard. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's bizarre to me. Anyway, I was watching this Newlywed Game, and they were asking, how many times a week do you have sex? And Howard with Allison says once a week. And, he always tried to make himself out as this ladies man who, and then he said that Allison had seen 10 penises before she had seen his. And I think they were kind of goofing with each other about it, because the reality is I think Allison maybe had 1 or 2 boyfriends before Howard, and then married her college sweetheart or something.
Arranged marriage.
I do really want to go back to that at some point, because it was a really interesting Newlywed Game. So we'll come back. Okay.
We'll have plenty of time when he takes his winter break.
Indeed we will, sir. Indeed we will. Okay. Oprah show. All right. Hang on. Here we go.
They
I
shared
agree.
me over to the big SiriusXM event.
Yes.
Yeah, I was in the city.
Finally.
You want to know something? This is why I'm bringing it up, and I hate to be a dick. I have no idea what it was. I was there, and I have no idea what it was. I got there at like 11:15, and they said, "You're going to speak." And I had a little speech on the teleprompter I was going to read.
See, he's preempting the fact that we saw that he was doing the teleprompter, even though he said he was going to be very like.
It's time to back away from it, right? It's a joke, like AGT. He's too cool for it. There's no passion here. What am I doing there? I don't get it. Even though you have all to benefit, you make more money than anybody in the whole company, Mr. Partner.
Yes,
that's why you're there. As Black Guy said in the chat,
everybody was there. Everybody was there.
Yeah,
Everybody within Sirius was there.
But what?
Okay. Go ahead.
Keep going because what Robin says is just.
Yeah, we're going to continue.
But then I got out there and beautiful. It's kind of lame reading off a teleprompter. And plus, what was weird, the CEO of the company, Jennifer Wits, went on before me. Mm-hmm. And before she walked out, there was a video, like a 10-minute video or a 5-minute video. I don't know how long it was, but it was actually really good. It was, it was the history of the company.
History of radio.
And how far
moron.
It was stupid. Yeah.
The history of radio, not the history of Sirius, the history of radio. You moron.
Yes.
SiriusXM has come. Because don't forget, like when the company started, and it pretty much movie first to show the people in the audience. And I think the people in the audience were advertisers and business people who invest in SiriusXM and employees of SiriusXM.
No.
Wrong. It was press, you moron. Press. You utter and absolute moron.
Marion Garvey was on her way there. He knew that it was a press. He knew it was a press thing.
He is a 69 IQ. This is not knowing. This is just being stupid.
Shocking.
And so the movie comes on, and it's basically, with the deep voice announcer, we have grown. SiriusXM now is in 30 billion cars, and it's all it's and there's lots of images. It was weird though. Oprah, who's not even on here anymore, her image came on before mine.
So this became a running thing throughout the show. He goes on to say that he, since he's been through therapy and since, this kind of stuff used to bother him in the past, but it doesn't bother him any longer. And he's kind of over it. And, he doesn't mind Oprah being there and whatever, even though she doesn't have a channel anymore, doesn't understand why she was part of the whole SiriusXM family and blah, blah, blah. Yes. Howard invented inventing.
So, you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of, John Aston in, Night Court. I'm feeling much better now. Like his therapy did nothing. He literally is the same prick he was 30 years ago. Bitter every second of the day.
Dennis, you're the Dan Fielding of Tampa Bay.
You need to know that after this he said, but I'm over it. It's not something
I'm over it.
I care about or that, that bothers me. So about an hour and a half later, and this is just me scrolling through in 30-second increments. Okay. So just listen to this clip. There's no rhyme or reason to it. This is just me fast forwarding through a clip and listen how many times he says her name.
And now I'm going to add to our calendar November 8th, 2023. You know what happened then? I just told you. Oprah appeared before me in the SiriusXM of this company.
No, there's no Oprah channel anymore.
Nah.
Finish. Is it hurting you, that contortion you need to do to pat yourself on the back?
Yeah. Listen, the one who got $50 million for the company, and I don't think she ever did really much for it. Guys were playing the xylophone with their penis. I had Oprah come out first on the video.
Right after you said that, was Martha Stewart in the video?
Well, I'm kooky. If I see a video about this company, I kind of expect that I would be first, but then again, I'm always let down.
It's like, get over yourself, you self-absorbed, narcissistic shithead. Get over yourself.
That was it. He referenced, I think it was like 10 times during the show. Literally, he could not let it go. It would not let go.
Oprah got what? Dennis, Oprah got 50 million. What did you get, Howard? What did you get?
Never
Let's compare and contrast. Let's see if you got a case. What did you get? Let's compare and contrast how we're all wrapped up in what our net worth is, right? They're compensating you with what did you get? Let us know.
Exactly.
We hear nothing about it.
There'll be none of that. So let's watch a little bit of
Thank
it
you,
as
JD,
we
right.
play like one of our next clips. So if you guys missed the video, yes, Dennis. What were you
Oh
gonna
no,
say?
nothing. All right, this is the Robin part.
Well,
oh no. Okay, so during that conversation, before we play this, Blobbin, who has nothing to do. I mean, literally from Wednesday 10 o'clock till this morning at 7 a.m. She has nothing to do, right? She had absolutely not one clue of anything that happened at this press thing that Howard was at. She had no idea what it was about. She had no idea that what
and
they
has
announced.
everything to gain from it, Dennis. She has a lot to gain from it. Yeah.
She literally was completely oblivious.
They're also deliciously intellectually uncurious.
Oh,
Robin herself is paid more than 99% of Sirius. Very few people besides Howard get more than
And pretty much everybody in that room except for Jennifer, who we found out made $32 million last year between her salary and stock options.
Oh, really? Where'd you see that?
Common knowledge because she's an actual partner, and so you have to list exactly how much.
She's not a partner; she's a paid employee.
An employee. You have to list.
Public company. They have to be reported.
He's got an interesting look. When I tuned in to you and Dennis doing that, Barbara Streisand, James Brolin, and I have the same. We sleep together. We sleep till 11 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, in the morning. And as you know, and I tuned in and I saw Wits. She looks like Savannah Guthrie and Molly Kimmel had a kid.
I like it.
Right? Molly Plain Jane?
Oh, I like it.
Sarah calls her?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So anyway, this was like a shocking outfit. Apparently, we find out that her and Scott Greenstein and some of the other executives went for personality training and how to so that they could walk the stage and talk with their little stupid Apple wannabe.
Howard said they had a teleprompter coach. So I think he's jealous and wants a teleprompter coach.
Is this worse than a comedy coach? Like Sal had?
Yes,
I think it is.
Worse.
This is the opening as you would see it today if you logged on to see the highlights of the SiriusXM presentation. Also take note of the fact that they changed their logo. So it's just something stupid that some graphic artist probably did on AI.
The one and only Howard Stern.
Well.
All right, we're going to come back to this, but let's go to our video from last week.
Blow it up.
Here's the
Make
same.
it big.
I don't know that I can blow it. Can I blow this up?
I don't dye my hair.
It's a thing. Okay.
I can't really blow this up unless it
there
goes.
you go. That's
I'll
better.
just wait. Let's see what happens.
Let's go. Here we go.
The one and only Howard Stern.
See how Frankenstein looks today.
It sounds like Frankenstein music now.
Look at him. Yeah, right behind him.
Fire.
Well.
Look at that outfit.
First of all, I don't color my hair
because it's not
you're all thinking I do.
So that's the way he actually came in, and this is how they started him.
Only Howard Stern.
Well. I first of all, I don't color my hair. You're all thinking I do. Welcome.
Wow.
He kids Monique, but that's the very first thing and only thing on his mind is vanity. And he's around civilians now, and it's the first time civilians have got a good look at him in a very long time. I can't remember the last time civilians have seen him.
Did you hear how quiet that room got when he said
Yes.
that? I mean, that room got quiet.
Oh, every joke he said fell flat.
I was first of all, Jennifer, you were really good, and I'm nervous now because I thought, well, Jennifer's not good on stage. I'll come out and everyone will be happy to see me. I mean, that was impressive. Better teleprompter reading than anyone I've ever seen.
So I love that millennials that are in the audience have no care or clue.
Yeah.
These are all press people, just kind of looming about, and this thing dragged on a little like a dog with no legs. It was
I would actually love to know who they are and their credentials and shit.
So you read their articles that they wrote, their glowing articles, the paid shills later that day.
So there's zero quote investors in that crowd?
No, this
they're
is
all
the investors.
media.
This is all press.
Certainly better than Trump.
I'm sure that they lured them in with the fact that they were going to have, songs by Kelly Clarkson and this one and that one and Andy Cohen.
Wow.
Nah.
CEO. You're the CEO, right? Of course. I know that.
Benjamin.
It's a funny thing. This morning.
Look at him.
I don't color my hair. I install it. Rick the electrician.
Like Utah. Benjamin, look at that diversity, like Utah.
Like a 1991 Utah Jazz crowd.
I had two guys on the air playing the xylophone with their penis.
Oh, he looks so old.
And yesterday I was interviewing Barbara Streisand. And I go, if that doesn't sum up everything in my career, I mean, wow, you go from one thing to the other thing and no one can believe it. I can't believe I'm here. I'll be honest with you.
Wow. Oh, Jesus.
Segue.
Sorry, I wanted to go into this a little bit because, and let me cut in. Let me just splice in a clip. Hang on. Here we go.
Yesterday.
You had no rehearsal. You didn't know where to go or to move around.
Some lovely woman grabbed me and goes, as soon as Jennifer's done, just walk out there. And I was walking kind of weird because
why?
I was really having trouble. These stages are very slippery.
The stage.
Yeah, sure.
What, they wash it down before you came on?
It's like a bowling alley.
Sebastian Wet look.
And sometimes there'd be holes in the stage. It was
holes
weird. For staging. They'd say, "Oh, by the way, don't fall in that hole." And I'm like, "What? Don't fall in the hole? Why is there a hole? Yeah, what do you mean?
Can you imagine this? Okay, wait, hang on.
Oh
so when I
God.
walk on the stage, it looks like I'm having trouble walking, which I am. And I'm like, oh, people must think I'm really old.
You are.
But it wasn't that I have trouble walking. If you see me walking in the street, I'm fine.
Yeah, okay.
With
That happens every day.
I was
So
like,
maybe it's
do not want to go down in front of these people.
Well, it's the
You know.
lighting too. Was it?
Grrr.
Or was
Yeah.
oh dear.
Well, yeah, no.
Yeah, let's not forget the classic Benjamin GIF that we all love, where Howard basically cannot walk down the stairs without his wife helping him.
Two stairs. Two
Same
stairs.
Let's remember him on stage.
Grrr. Fire. Grrr. Grrr. And that's 10 years ago when he was spry.
Looks like I'm having trouble walking, which I am. And I'm like, oh, people must think I'm really old.
Why would they think that?
If you see me walking in the street, I'm fine. With this, I was like, I do not want to go down in front of these people.
What would make you think you would go
Well, it's
down?
the lighting too. Was it well
bright.
lit or was
Yeah.
it was bright? Oh dear.
It was. I know.
So everybody could see you walking that way.
Yeah. And I know I was, and then I all of a sudden everyone was just staring at me, waiting for me to say something, and I was like, so I don't know. I just said, hey, listen, I don't dye my hair. I don't color my hair. I know everybody's thinking that.
Wow, this is how you.
I said no. I did not want to be here, but Jennifer and Scott and everyone associated with the company said, you're going to be here.
Look at that jacket to pants ratio. Like, why does he never find something that actually fits his body? Look how short that jacket. It's like bizarrely short on him.
He also has that
I almost
inverted
can't see it.
scoliosis thing where his knees
Yes.
are inverted. Look at his
Yes.
knees are kind of
Yes, and
when
the
he
childbearing hips.
No, he literally looks like a newborn calf. I mean, he can't.
I don't even know where here is. This is the shed. I'll tell you the truth. I hear the word shed, I get nervous. That means like farmhouse. They're going to take me somewhere and I don't know, do weird things to me. But,
bathhouse.
No, I'm very happy to be here. In fact, watching that little inspirational film you
Look at all the layers he has on.
were just looking at,
It's only
it really
November.
actually moved me. I don't know if you know this, but when I was on regular boring radio,
He's so old, you guys.
I mean, he looks like if you take that wig off, he looks like he should be asking for a second cup of pudding. I mean, seriously, that level.
I love the merchant marine jacket.
I love it. When I was talking to Dennis about it last week, what we realized is, the way we're always talking about how he says his words and his sh and sh.
Yeah.
Okay. What we're watching in real time is the transformation between the vibrant young man voice and the old man voice. You know the way sometimes like somebody will come on his show and it's like, God, he sounds old. Like that guy is really old. Or that woman is really old. And you think to yourself, this is what Howard's going through. This is the metamorphosis of old man Howard now. And that's why we hear it in real time. And we always have our headphones on. So we hear it very clearly and very distinctly.
I saw that too, Monique. Rupert Pumpkin goes, Howard's hair is a barcode on the inside.
You know it does.
You know it does. So anyway, he just looks really old and weird and just...
the other problem, though, is he just doesn't have enough nutrition. And that's a really bad thing because this is what it does to you. When you start getting to a certain age, if you don't have enough fat in your diet, you look like this.
Yes,
he loves being cold, though. He loves telling he's cold because that's what anorexics do. I mean, it's look at how skinny I am. I have no body fat.
Chubby old people look better than skinny old people.
Of course. Of course. You need a little...
But old people that are happy, intrinsically happy, last longer. That's just the way it works.
But
I really thought I was at the end of my career in a sense. And then, I heard
Let me just
about
lower this. We can talk
radio,
over
and
it
I
while
started
it's
to
playing.
investigate
So he was on stage maybe like 5-6 minutes.
So it was,
rambling,
also telling us that, he was doing this very ad hoc. He wasn't doing it, with any kind of preconceived thoughts about what he was going to talk about. But yet here we are. Hold on, let me go.
Yes, Steve Z. Ralph was definitely on call. Ralph, he has no other function but this. This is Howard, very, very calculated. This is not I just rolled out of bed. He probably thought about this for a month before he went on.
Beth apparently said to him, "You can't go out of the house with those shoes." He had on like his Barbados
super distressed shoes.
Yeah. Grandma's wearing pre-distressed.
Dreamed up. I dreamed up. I mean,
all right, hang on a second. I want to show you this.
Met all of my
Oh, you were doing that.
And anyway, so my mission. What is my mission coming here to see you? Honestly, I don't even know, but I'm winging it. My mission is to convince audiences that radio is worth paying for, and I think that mission continues to grow. And just our approach in the cars, and now outside of the cars with the app and everything else is so terrific. They've done an unbelievable job with the car. So I see a bright future for Sirius. I truly do. I've banked my career on it, and I got to tell you, 17 years with this company, and I'm really happy for the first time in my broadcast career. It is amazing how much money the company has invested in all of the people who work on the show. We've even developed some great
teleprompter. There it is, scrolling away as he reads along with it.
Yep.
Going through the whole
advances.
thing.
If you ever hear us interviewing musicians like with Bruce Springsteen.
See Springsteen, it says Springsteen right there as he's talking.
Wow.
He's totally like reading it off of there. Tried to insist to us that he wasn't talking through the teleprompter.
You're trying to get people to pay for you. You could care less about the future of live radio. It's all about paying you. You could care less about the rest of the stuff.
He's talking about he's banked his career. He's already made his money from them. He's literally raped them, and he's become basically a billionaire off their backs. He doesn't give a crap anymore. He's done.
He hasn't cared about it for a long time.
I know, but he's completely done at this point.
So the best thing he said during this, let me see if I can scroll to the end here. Hang on.
Oof. Oh. Oh. That's tough to look at.
Let me hear what it says.
Like a beautiful choir and 5-string orchestra, and he's performing there. And I'm just looking at this and marveling at how far our technology has come and how far this company has come.
Band playing live?
Again, I just say bravo to SiriusXM for investing in the technology, but also in people. The staff that I have now working with me, I don't do it alone. I mentioned Robin Quivers, of course, who's been with me for a long time, but there are so many other people involved too, who have brought expertise and humor, and I feel like we're developing the next generation of broadcasters.
The next generation of broadcasters.
No Marcy mention. I thought we were going to get a Marcy mention.
But that is so key, and I picked up on it when we were watching that.
Yeah.
The next generation of broadcasters, you basically made sure they cleaned house, and there was no one that could be company.
On his own channels. His whole promise to the audience was, I'm going to develop new talent, and I'm going to bring in all these people in who don't have employees. I just saw this for the Depping the other day. I was looking for a Depp interview he did in Florida. There's apparently a radio legend who passed away named Neil Rogers, and I went and looked for Neil Rogers, and he came up on Howard claims he promised him a job on his channels, and it was guys like this. It was Bubba. He could have easily cultivated a phenomenal thing, and he blew it over and over because his ego can't handle.
He doesn't care. It's all about the money for him.
It's about the money, and he can't handle anybody else being good. He can't deal with. He will.
Amazing. You look at people like Jon Stewart, who fostered actual talent.
Yes.
In his
That's
stable,
a great comparison.
And was so happy for them to move on and grow and expand and do their own thing. John Oliver and Steve Colbert,
Carell,
people, and had no problem with other people hosting. He has never let somebody host his show. Never once in the 30 some odd years that I've been listening to the show has he let somebody host a show.
In his whole career, he's never let anybody.
The closest we got was in the earliest days of Sirius. They had something they called the Friday Show because he lied to the audience and said he was going to be there 5 days a week. And so John Hine and Gary were trying to do his show, and they would play clips of him throughout the week, and it was basically hosting it. Ralph would sit in.
But it wasn't his show,
and he couldn't handle that, and he marginalized and killed that. He couldn't even handle that.
Never took a sick day. If you're on vacation, why can't Artie do the show? How fun would it be?
Nope.
You know, how amazing would that be?
He's so threatened by it.
How big of an ego do you have to be not allow others to thrive in your absence? It's kind of shocking to me, actually.
Well,
Jeremy
Harrelson,
Harrelson,
isn't it? I don't think it's an ego thing. As he just wants all the money.
Oh, it is about the marbles, yes.
It's both. He's also jealous of everybody's.
I don't think he gives two
Johnny
craps
Carson,
about.
even Johnny Carson had no air because Johnny knew he was Johnny.
He was Johnny, exactly.
You know, he doesn't care. People would love Joan Rivers on there, but you know what? I'm ready for Johnny to come back. It's okay.
Gary Shandling was the best.
Gary.
Yeah, I liked him better than Carson. I always loved him. I would only watch when Shandling hosted it.
Amazing. Okay, so hang on. Something I wanted to play.
I don't know. I mean, it's incredible. I won't be satisfied till we keep growing and growing and growing into the future. I want to compliment Jennifer on what she's doing and Scott on the programming on SiriusXM. And it's really just too good to be true. So I just wanted to come out here and tell you my enthusiasm for this company is through the roof. I am on board. I love it here. The programming's amazing. And now, forget me. I'm so excited. You guys are going to love this. To introduce Taylor Swift. No, Taylor Swift isn't here.
Listen to this.
But she should be here. In fact, I'm too big to be here. I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Wow.
She's got more money than you, dude. So
it's not even close
to be there, but Taylor Swift should be because you're too big to be there. But Taylor Swift.
Wow.
Monique, can I send you something I've been meaning to show you for? Boff got me this, but I can't believe he found this. Henry Rollins is interviewing Adam Carolla, and he asked Adam about why aren't you at Sirius? And he tells him this. So you keep going. I'm going to find it and send it to you. It's like a minute long.
Okie dokie.
He's trying to negotiate with Howard.
In all seriousness, enjoy the rest of this. I'm going to go home, take a nap. I'm not getting younger.
Look at that face.
Oofa.
It is like an oofa.
Ooh.
That helmet is rough, bro.
Yeah. I mean, that literally looks like it should have a chin strap.
That's like the Phil Spector 2000.
Yeah, let me screenshot this. This is.
But I mean, really, seriously, take that wig off. He is the guy at the old age home asking for the second cup of pudding.
Totally.
I mean, really, it's
totally
sad.
Close.
Yeah. Crickets from the audience. Exactly.
Oh, they were just, who's this? Why is the old man on the stage?
So let's listen to Howard need to tell us about his VIP treatment when he got there because he didn't want to.
When I got there, I was in my own dressing room. I was ushered into a private area on a different floor from all the talent.
A different
because
floor.
I guess everyone assumed I don't want to be with anyone else. But I think they assumed properly, though. I'm glad because I wasn't in the mood to socialize.
Well, you had done a show, like it was moments after the show.
Yes.
Dog shows. What's that big dog show they have?
The Westminster Dog Show?
Yeah, the Westminster Dog Show. I felt like that because like the dog has no idea why he's on stage. And the dog has no idea what's happening. He's just basically told to go out there and do something.
You're an idiot.
Wow.
I have
younger. And thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Scott. And a Baba Booey to y'all.
That's how you know it's bankrupt when you're saying that.
Well, can you even imagine?
And him hobbling off the stage that cut off.
Okay. Let me see. Do we have that?
I think he hobbles off the.
Do you have it? Yeah.
Let's see. Did I take?
God, those pants are ridiculous.
Baba Booey to you all now is a euphemism for creatively bankrupt. I have nothing to say. I have no jokes. Got nothing.
Oh, look, that's us. Look, that's us. Look, that's us right now. Look, that's us. This is
Mom.
Oh my God, it's a little disturbing. We're still watching ourselves.
Ooh, it's S50 telescope.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're right, chat. That makes the Pelican Reef look like Chris Rock special.
I follow that. All right, hang on a second. I want to get to him walking off the stage. Hang on.
I think they show him like kind of just.
Jesus
Christ!
So we keep growing and growing and growing into the future.
Wow, that is. Wow.
No, Taylor Swift isn't here.
No, she's not coming.
Should be here. In fact, I'm too big to be here. I don't even know what I'm doing here. But
wow.
Enjoy the rest of this.
Wow.
I'm going to go home, take a nap. I'm not getting younger. And
no, you don't look it either.
And a Baba Booey to y'all, if you know what I mean.
Wow. That was embarrassing.
You should be here, not me. I'm too famous.
Wow. Kind of skulks off.
Embarrassing. They escorted him
Holy
off.
Christ. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Howard.
Follow that, Jennifer.
Now you know what douche chills is. Whatever you're feeling right now, that's the very definition.
That is douche chills. Mm-hmm.
Brutal.
Your skin's crawling. Like, what was that? That's what you're feeling. That's douche chills.
That is the epitome of douche.
I mean, what could be going through Jennifer Witz's head at the end of that? I mean, God.
That had to be so embarrassing for her. I mean, here you are doing this whole thing because you're saying you're not going to be.
Though, you guys, like seriously, they are the old people that don't know that whatever it is that they're looking at is past its prime. They just know.
Mo, they're literally doing this because they claim that they're rebranding as a hip TikTok generation type of company, and you bring out a 70-year-old freaking skeleton.
Geezer. You bring a 70-year-old geezer on the stage.
Come on, man.
Yes.
All I see on the sports stations I listen to are canceled shows and cancel hosts so you can pay him. There's nothing in it for us. They haven't said one thing that's in it for the audience. This is the very definition of anti. What was? Go ahead.
No, they did. They said they're going to have cultivated program. Or not cultivated.
Oh, I'm in. Good enough.
Curated.
Curated. You got me. You had me at curated. Thank you.
Curated programming. That's what they're going to have for you, Arm. Curated.
That's right, David. A 1994 callback joke that Howard said at the end.
$100
Peter Jennings.
and white pants.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she's a frump.
Holy Christ! I mean, she makes Beefus look stylish.
That ain't easy.
No questions either. No media questions, right?
Nope.
Just no follow-up, nothing. Just we're going to give our thing and get off the stage. Nope. We're not going to give you any opportunity to ask.
Yes. That's exactly right.
It was literally just listen to us talk, and the media just sat there and consume.
I know nothing about business. As you know, I'm business illiterate. I'm capitalistically illiterate, but I do know this. I do know in sports that when there are owners who could give a shit about turning a profit, and all they want to do is sit at the jock lunch table. So they buy a team, and I own it. I don't care if I make a profit. I'm not in it for that. This is like the fifth thing that I do. And there are movie investors that like to invest in movies because they want to be around Hollywood. They want to be around movie stars and they want an executive producer credit. Is it possible these investors don't give a shit about turning a profit? They just want to be associated with celebrities.
No.
Yes,
The only reason you invest is to make money. Investors invest.
I don't know, man.
You know what I'm saying. I'm not using that as.
But man,
all right, no.
Talking about dragging shit
SiriusXM
out.
is Sirius.
What'd you call it? A pyramid scheme, Xavier?
Pretty much.
Probably, man.
Yeah.
All right. So what SiriusXM is that stock that you, Christ, I have $1,000 that I could. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do with it.
Yeah.
Screw it. Let me, instead of going to the dog track or the horse track, let me put it in SiriusXM. Same difference.
Yeah.
Literally, it's the same difference.
I bought Sirius when we first started listening to Sirius, and I think it was around the same price. And it's never moved. I mean, it's never gone through the roof. It's never tripled, nothing.
Even think about this. They were bought by Liberty Media, the largest media company in the world. They're a $28 billion company. $28 billion company bought into them. And that stock went nowhere. Just really think about how bad the company is as a whole, that when you have an investment from a giant corporation, nothing, crickets.
Somebody earlier that I think got X'd out of the chat.
He got annihilated.
He actually took a listen to he read up on it and didn't think that they were doing that badly at all.
All right. So this company's whole business model right now, and no matter what they said in this media thing, is selling cars with Sirius in it.
Yeah.
So the problem with that is that the UAW basically took the auto industry and gave them a fisting. And the auto industry is going to have a problem selling cars in the near future because the prices are going to go up a lot and interest rates are high, and there's not going to be a lot of cars being sold. So it's hard to sell a lot of Sirius XM like that. So, the automakers are looking to slice a little fat, and I imagine they're going to terminate their deals with Sirius XM. I just can't imagine that they want to go through this nonsense anymore because it's not worth it to them.
In other words, Dennis, my car comes with Andy Cohen's channels, but doesn't come with formats.
Exactly.
And what you guys missed out on through this conversation, one of the guys who does technology or whatever came on stage and introduced us to an all-electric vehicle.
The Cadillac, the
Lyrica is going to integrate into, and they actually, it was actually ridiculous. I can't believe
So it was all right. So Monique, it was in the Lyrica. What they did, it was Android Automotive, not Android Auto. It's Android, so it's a built-in infotainment system that's in this $300,000 or $200,000 electric Cadillac that no one's going to buy. There's five people going to get them, and the stupidest thing at all. Now, Arm, you would love this. They had this big touch screen, and they had if sports are on, you can touch while you're driving. This is great. The team that you want, and you can listen to their broadcast while you're driving. Because you need to be doing that while you're driving. You need to be clicking on stuff.
Nobody has time for that.
Diagramming plays.
Nobody has time to be interactive with the Sirius app. Different little things. Which music are you into? Is it this one or this one? Which song did you like better? Is it this one or this one? And then the stupid TikTok channel. And I was saying to Xavier earlier, I was like, where people on TikTok listen to music? TikTok. That's right. That's where they listen to music. They don't need Sirius to tell them that this music is important.
But my favorite thing is the curated music. They kept on saying that was the buzzword of the day.
Right. Because people want more interactivity.
So they're revamping their horrible app, which is still going to be horrible, and their horrible website, which is still going to be horrible. But I thought about it tonight. I was cooking, and I turned on YouTube Music on my tablet. I set my tablet down and said, I feel like listening to Tool. And I found Tool, and all right, I can listen to every Tool song I like. And there it was. I didn't have Madison telling me which Tool song I wanted to hear.
Tool radio and listen to every single song that's similar to Tool.
Exactly. And I just sat there and listened because I was in that kind of mood today. And I'm like, you know what? That's what I want to hear. I didn't have Madison interrupting the song in the middle to tell me how great she is.
Quick question for you guys. So is TikTok have a partnership with Sirius? Is that what's?
I don't understand it either.
What's going on? What's the dynamic?
What
I
they
don't get it
did
either.
is no, they have
TikTok
nothing to do
radio,
with it,
right?
actually. So what they're doing is they're purchasing a license to brand the station with the name TikTok. Then what
Copy
they
that.
did is they hired like 5 or 6 of the top tier music TikTok people, who have millions of followers, to be DJs on this new TikTok channel where they will integrate TikToks into the music and play, like, a lot of times you hear like a clip of a song and all of a sudden becomes really viral because people use it on TikTok. Then they'll play the whole song for you. And like this.
So
nobody cares.
Follow-up question.
Yes.
Does TikTok, which is a Chinese company, hip with all the Gook references Stern has made for the last 40 years?
Nobody cares.
Okay.
They don't care.
They
know
don't
what?
know how Stern
It's
is.
all about making money. And so
I'm just saying, what
I
happened?
think that they're licensing
flip the
the
coin. What happened to his whole demeanor
The
about
Asian
Asian
Defamation
people,
League slipping.
and all of a sudden, like, that's now gonna pay the best
So,
purses.
Hoa Grilla, is that Hoa Grillo? Hello Grillo. Oh, in the comments, a TikTok and Sirius partnership is like Play School partnering with Depends. Yes, pretty much. That's a really good analogy.
So,
by the way, Jeremy Harrelson, I agree. The sports stations on Sirius are phenomenal. I would have spent the whole time saying how great the sports stations are because they are great. If you're a sports fan, you have an individual channel for the NBA, Major League Baseball, the NFL. There's a fantasy football channel, for Christ's sake. There's a golf channel. There's a hockey channel. And all they do is talking about what you like. There's a Mad Dog channel. So the sports channels are A+. Everything else, Ida's right. The Andy Cohen channel, if the Stern channel was anything like that, that's what the Howard channel is supposed to be. Various people with different shows, and the guy's name on the channel doesn't give a shit about other people getting credit. You're right, Ida.
The groundbreaking full-time SiriusXM music channel will feel like a radio version of the platform's For You feed. A talented and diverse group of TikTok creators, including Billy, Kat Haley, Heinz Seitz, Lamar Dawson, and Taylor Cassidy, will present music and share the stories behind the trends throughout each hour as an audio extension of TikTok's For You feed, where the range of sounds is as eclectic and diverse as the creators who host and voice the station. Listeners can expect to hear trending songs from music's next generation of rising stars, viral hits, and whatever else the TikTok community is vibing to.
The world has ended. That's it. We're in trouble. Jesus Christ.
Sirius is paying for it. The launch of TikTok Radio follows the TikTok Tastemaker series and TikTok Hits playlist previously featured on Pandora.
Yep.
Oh, so they had a thing with Pandora, and now it's...
Oh, you mean the thing that Sirius bought that's losing subscribers
because nobody needs to
like a bucket full of holes. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think Howard honestly knows the difference between TikTok and GeoCities?
No.
Like, honest question.
No.
I'm a sucker for a good GeoCities reference. I miss GeoCities. Remember the green and black font it had?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In like 1,000 sub communities.
All right, my little lovely.
That's what Howard's bulletin board looked like. Remember the Howard Stern bulletin board?
Absolutely.
He had for 9 months?
So, John, the comment on why the sports channels are so good is because, remember, Sirius is carrying them. They're doing a partnership, so they have complete control over those stations. Sirius has none.
He's got nothing to do with
That's the difference.
Right.
That is the other.
And there's people with passion programming it with things that they like. Howard has no passion, so you're not gonna. He just wants.
Well,
money.
Nobody on Sirius has any passion.
What is it? Right.
You are completely correct. Is finding something to listen to really this complicated? No, it's not.
On Sirius it is. On Sirius it is. I was one time listening to Sirius, and it was a commercial on one channel because they do play commercials on music channels. I went to the next channel. There was it was a commercial. Another channel, commercial. All at the same time. There was no music playing on music.
I saw that, Dennis. I had that too last week.
I hate that. But we don't need that because we have. Well, we all listen to various things. I listen to YouTube music. That's personally my.
So do I.
My
best deal in radio.
Yeah, I love it. I love everything.
Let me give you an example. The whole point of Sirius says we have no rules, right? It's the Wild West. We do whatever we want, and all. But yet they're going to all these shows are going to breaks at the top of the hour. They're all. If you look at a on demand when they streamline the show into to cut out the commercials, it's literally 10% away from what terrestrial's material was. It's not that far away from what you listen to at terrestrial.
I hear that Sirius is cutting a deal with Real Player next week.
I remember Real Player.
Moving on. We are moving on. Okay, so he gets into
Winamp.
He gets
Nobody
into
beats
a whole
the llama.
thing about all these people losing weight, and he's so upset about people losing weight, and he has the balls to say this.
But everybody's getting thinner while they try to figure out what that downside
I know. Suddenly, I'm not the sexiest man alive anymore because of Ozempic.
Nobody,
Are you serious?
This man alive. So then he gets into a conversation about a calendar where he marks down stuff on his calendar.
Oh, Marcy.
And they had a team. They had a team do this for him.
Marcy.
So,
oh my God.
He wants to tell us about how excited he is about different things that have happened
in November
during the.
Do you have the comment, Robin's comment about November?
There's a couple of things. So over the weekend,
what was it?
Do you have Robin's comment about November?
I don't know. Do I?
Okay.
I don't know.
After this clip, I'll tell you what you said. It was insane.
I have a calendar that I kind of mark down big moments sort of in our career. You're asking me why I do this. I've been doing it for years because
it's Jason's job, right?
People say, do you know you did this? You know you did that? And I go, you know what? I'm being 100% serious with you. I have no clue what I did, what year I did it. People ask me, when was your movie? When did that come out? I go, I don't know. Bunch of years. You go, well, I don't know. Who the fuck knows?
90s, I don't know.
So he's doing this whole thing, and this is his big moment from November.
I take a quick look at it at the beginning of each month. This is crazy. November 7th, 2005. K-Rock, the old radio station we worked at, suspended me for mentioning Sirius. You remember that?
Yes. We were told not to come to work.
This is why I write it down. Because
this is why he writes it down.
That was a major thing. Shit. We were on regular radio, and they suspended me after they told me I could mention Sirius. I said, is it okay if I mention, since I talk about my life and what I'm doing? And they were like, yeah. So I was mentioning it, maybe more than mentioning it, but nevertheless, then they go, okay, you're suspended. I go, but you dudes told me it was okay. Well, we don't care. You're suspended.
You know what? It wasn't okay. I actually started to be offended by it. It was just so much. It was so.
It was an infomercial for a year and a half because he had to meet his bonus.
Every day after day.
You know how much money he had to stand if he got the right subscriber? He was going there anyway, but if he got the right subscribers, and the reason he ran an infomercial is he made $220 million off that his initial bump when he went there because he met his subscriber, which I believe was 1 million or something.
Right.
Wow.
So that was his entire. There's nothing about that was organic. It was an huckster's infomercial for a year and a half. Everybody knows it. I'm not saying anything you don't know.
Thank you, Josh. The dumbest thing is listening to Hot 97 at a commercial. You put on Power 105 and they had a commercial break at the same time. It never failed. I don't even understand why that was.
Probably owned by the same.
They're on the same clock and the same, same owners.
Right, because they didn't want you switching over to somebody else.
Correct.
So they all were on the same kind of calendar of timing. So I was reading through the CBS Stern Settle legal dispute thing, and I'm just really curious. So I can't believe that they agreed to a settlement on this, but then as part of it, that Stern will gain rights to his old CBS radio broadcast material in return for unspecified payments to CBS, including $2 million from Sirius. So does that mean that Howard had to pay out of pocket for his rights to his music?
If I were to wager what happened here is he got Sirius to pay it for him.
Yeah, I would guarantee that.
Nothing comes out of his pocket. From what we know from Jackie and everyone else that knows his inner sanctum, nothing comes out of his pocket. So I think he brokered something with Sirius.
But it says including $2 million from Sirius. This has to be disclosed. This is a publicly
Well,
traded.
no. It's a settlement. Nothing really has to be disclosed. Remember, it's a settlement, not a judgment. It's a settlement. So they leaked whatever they felt like leaking, and so that's what they leaked. You understand?
Well, I'm just curious about what else was brought into this.
Because honestly, they probably fronted Howard's share, and then you paid back in plugs. I don't know. I mean,
maybe
we'll pay David Lee Roth's salary if you don't. Or Opie and Anthony.
So that was like a horrible time period. I'm not sure that he should be so proud of himself for that whole
getting
embarrassing.
The obsession with getting
an end, guys. It just means to an end to have Brinks trucks backing up into his house. That's all.
And that became an infomercial in itself, getting his old material back, because that obsession with he'd have to program his channels. You'd have to have actual live people hosting shit if you can't play that. What would you do otherwise?
How can you not program your channels with 70 people in your?
He didn't want to pay anyone. He doesn't want. He doesn't want to. He's threatened by everyone.
He has 70 people.
Doesn't matter. They're not air talent. They're all scrub writers.
Right.
He wasn't going to pay air talent. He wasn't going to give
promises was the weekends he was going to have hosts. It was going to be wall to wall hosts.
God,
that was what it was going to be. That's
wall
how he framed it. Until you signed up and he got his bonus, and then he took it all back. That's what a con man does. That's what a snake oil salesman does.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to move on a little bit. I need to because there's lots of stuff to get to. So I'm curious about who they went to dinner with. There was no mention. There was no Beth plug about her, pretty little dress that she decided to wear.
No pictures on Stupid Gram.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you told me to remind you about shadow puppets.
Yeah, I do want to get to that. Grace was paid $17. Yes, it was worded to say 2 million plus other unspecified payments. So what does that mean? Does that mean, Rupert Pupkin, does that mean that they would have to disclose the payments if it came directly out of Sirius's pocket? I'm just curious, but why would they even mention that? Didn't have to mention that at all.
That's whoever released it, kind of like they just wanted to show Sirius paid something. I mean, it's just.
So who do we think Howard went to dinner with? Let's listen to this clip and let's
see if I can come up with it.
So I came into Manhattan. I did the radio show. I went over to the event. Then this weekend, I went out to dinner with my friends to a restaurant indoors, of course, because we're in New York and it's getting cold.
Famous.
But,
Was the restaurant full? What time did you go?
Oh, yeah. It was packed. 7:00. Oh, it was miserable.
I know who it is.
Is this Bradley Cooper and Bruce Springsteen?
No.
Is it John? Did he ever mention them on air? Oh, it's Stamos. Okay,
it's Stamos. That's who. That has to be Stamos.
Because
did he ever bring up the Bradley Cooper Springsteen thing on air?
Okay. No, he did not. But I think this is Stamos.
How come?
Just because the timing. Stamos is around town. He was just on. He's married, I think, and Beth has a connection with it. So yeah,
I'm not saying you're wrong, Dennis, but why would he be afraid to mention Stamos' name?
Maybe who knows? I mean,
that's the last guy you're gonna be afraid of.
I listened to the rest of it.
At 5:00, they go. We went out with another couple, and I eat dinner at 5:00. I am so trained, and I went. What am I going to do for 2 hours while I'm sitting here like an idiot? Wait for my dinner. I took a shower.
Do you snack or anything?
No,
because
I will not. No, I will not snack. So then you get
more and more grouchy.
I got this rule that actually Dr. Egg is put in. No snacking between meals.
He's such an old man. It's shocking. It's shocking. So here he is talking about how absolutely miserable he is at dinner. But now, before I do that, I want you to know, Ida knows this, and so do the girls, that I watched The Gilded Age. And there's a guy on The Gilded Age, and his name is Michael Cerveris or something like that. And Beth used to date him. So
yes,
I want you to see the height differential between Beth and him. And actually, her head might be marginally larger than his. So even if she's wearing flats and even if he's wearing heels, he's still like kind of equal to her. So I'm watching the show the other night, and he is the tiniest human being in the whole show.
Yes.
He's tinier than the women. He's tinier than every other man on the show. He's like this little person. And it just boggles one's mind that this is what he looks like with Beefus. This is who Beefus dated, just so you know, right before Howard.
Yeah, it's not a good enough grift. Not a good enough grift.
She was
cheated on him, right?
She was a Broadway bunny, and
she cheated on him, right? Because she's cheated on everybody.
It was dating him.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Quote unquote.
Married. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So here's the misery at dinner.
Everyone's having cocktails, and I'm like, yeah, just I'll have some Perrier. And I go, can we see the menus? I just want to study the menu. I just wanted to get everyone ordering as quick as possible. And none of them are looking at their menus,
right?
Including my wife. And I immediately pick up the menu and I'm like, oh, halibut.
Oh.
I go, honey, my father loved halibut.
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine?
And no one's even looking.
He's so upset.
And so I'm studying the menu. I knew exactly what I was getting. I got halibut. I got a little like a zucchini lasagna, like as an appetizer.
No carbs, naturally.
And I knew right away what I wanted.
You knew everything you were going to order.
Oh, yes. Immediately, because you know what happens? Then the waiter comes over and then everyone, we just have a few minutes. And I'm like, no.
Oh.
I hate him. I do. I
mean, could you imagine how absolutely ungodly miserable this would be at dinner? I mean, seriously, you're at a nice restaurant. It's really relaxed. You have all the time in the world, and you have this pelican rushing you to eat dinner.
Oh,
and rushing you to do what exactly? Like, what is the alternative?
Go to bed. Go to bed. Go home.
Watch KTV, or go to so you know that you know him well enough, and that's what he's rushing for because you know he's got nothing to do. You know he has 14 hours of frivolous TV time ahead of him. So it's even more offensive because he's got nothing better to do.
Ida, just so you know, I just wanted you to know about Gilded Age. Sorry, I have to swing back to this. Last year, I took a drive up to Newport, and I went and did a tour of all of the Gilded Aged mansions, and I'm going to do a show on it this season. I'm going to do like a picture show about it at some point during the middle of Gilded Age so that I can show you what I saw and everything. It was amazing. It was amazing. I loved everything about it. All right, this is my last clip of the day, and this is
I'm gonna go with Downey.
What else went on?
Oh, you're true. All right, you got a point there.
Give me something else that I can.
Hold on, let me look. I'm looking.
I was reading the mockery thread, and I do not envy you trying to find. I don't know what you would choose.
Let's see.
It was all redundant.
What's her name? The Marin, or whatever her name is. Nah, that wasn't interesting.
What else you got?
Who, Dennis?
Let's see.
Mary McCormick?
No, what's her name? Something Marin. I don't know what.
Marin Morris. Marin.
Okay,
her.
What else you
got? How he stretched out the last half hour of the show for nothing. That was hilariously bad.
What else?
How Blobbin toward the end of the show, they were talking about how millennial.
Find that.
All right, it was like 12 minutes before the show ended.
Okay.
And so they're talking about how millennials don't like to see nudity because they like had Mr. Skin on. Like they found Mr. Skin. They had like Wolfie call him.
Yeah.
And Blobbin blurts out after hearing that millennials aren't interested in nudity. She just blurts out, I must be a Gen Zer. And she's like, I must be a Gen Zer. Like, no, honey.
No,
no, you're not.
However, Howard did let us know that he was 6'2" when he started college.
Yes.
Which I thought
6'2". Sure.
Thank you, Cruiserweight 190. Who are you? Howard is such a liar revisionist. Beautiful Mo predicted Ozempic like 2 years ago, right? Didn't I?
Yep.
Yes, you did.
John are awesome, but Dennis is a fellow Floridian, so he's my dude, and he drinks with no apologies. Just saying, I'm sort of a Floridian, kind of, sort of too. I only live 40 minutes from Dennis. 40 minutes.
Agreed. Cruiserweight.
But I go through the summer.
Well, this is true. You a lot.
Thank you, Ida Greenbacks, and I am comforted to know that the streets of Chicago are safer, much, much safer with you.
With Ida on our back.
Officer Ida.
Yes,
She takes no prisoners.
She inspired me to look for a police course down here in Florida. Unfortunately, all of the fall sessions are sold out. It's free, but the classes are full. And so I'm probably going to do it sometime for the February session. And I'm totally looking forward to it because I really do want to do that.
Quick question.
What?
That picture that we see of Howard when he's at camp, where he's got that wife beater on.
Yeah.
How old was he then? Because he looks like he's about 8,000 feet tall in that picture.
We're going to come to that this second. Let me play my last clip so that we can talk about it. Oopsie.
Oh, no.
Wow.
3 inches.
Wow.
I'd like to be 6'2". I'm 6'5".
Really?
Way too tall. Yeah, like I always feel like I'm on another planet.
You are.
I'd like to be 6'2". I remember being.
No.
I started college. I was
That
6'2".
was a good height.
Yeah, it was great. I'm like, who grows in college? I thought that was it. I thought I'm pretty normal. I'm 6'2".
No, I think those growth things that you have don't close until around 25.
Is this true, guys? Because I don't remember anybody growing after.
Oh, wait.
No, it's
Dennis Rodman.
No. What's his name? The Admiral.
David Robinson.
David Robinson was 6.
Yep.
Was he 6'2" when he went in? And he
was 7'1" by the time he left the Navy.
Yeah, so he was in the Navy Academy. He went in at 6'2", and he was 7'1" when he graduated.
Dennis Rodman too, Monique, was a rookie at 26 with the Pistons, and it wasn't
maybe when
until
you have that extraordinary growth pituitary gland, because I don't see that happening to guys like this height. I only see it happening with guys that are like, Great Dane.
Last spurt. It's that last, because you have to do it in stages, because it's like you can't wreck it all at once. It would tilt over. So.
Yeah, I just find it weird. So
how old is he in that picture? Do you know?
So this is him being his camp counselor when he was in college. So he was like 18, 19.
Okay.
That's taller than 6'2". That's way taller.
The gangly freak that he was.
Oh.
Also as a camp counselor, because that's pretty much his entire life. Thank you, Tyler Durden. You guys rule. And there he is taking the kids out west during camp time while he was a camp counselor. So
he's very tall there, and he's not 6'5". He's what, 6'7"?
He's a giant, gangly human being.
At least 6'7".
He's 6'7" or 6'8". I've proven that. I don't know how many times over when he had an NBA player.
Remember we did the Magic Johnson thing?
Magic,
same
got
height.
Rodman.
Eye to eye with Magic.
He was eye to eye with Rodman too, and when he stood up next to him when he was coming in. Rodman's 6'8". Rodman's considered 6'8".
He also talked about how horrible the pictures were that he took. That's Scott Greenstein, who is
he looks
fidget. He's a little fidget man. He didn't like the way the pictures were taken of him, so he only chose. He got photo credit choice of what was.
Oh my God!
For the series,
and this is what he picked.
No,
that's what he picked.
No, these are the ones directly from.
Okay.
Eddie.
I'm like, Jesus.
The ones he chose, I guess, for the SiriusXM thing, were the ones that were taken from the proper view of Howard. He's such an idiot. It's like
whether it's
the fact that you think anybody cares about this anymore is actually more shocking than anything else.
What, at 70 years old, you should still be that vain?
I know. Thinking about vanity every day. He looks in that mirror, Dennis. How do I polish this goblin Morlock turd? Every day he looks at it in a different way.
The Wicked Witch in Snow White was less vain than Howard.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anyone. I mean, I don't
Evil
care if
Queen.
it's a supermodel. I've never seen anyone this obsessed. A 70-year-old gay man obsessed with vanity to this extent. What are you going to do on the radio? Nevertheless, in a non-visual
radio, exactly, a non-visual medium. That your voice should be your magic. That's all you need. That's all you need.
Coliseum. Oh my God, he looks like if Bono became the Toxic Avenger.
The Toxic Avenger.
All right, so before we get
and now Brie Larson's the Toxic Avenger.
Oh yes, she is.
Let's go to the calendar. November. Would you like a little whiskey, Monique?
Certainly not.
I wish
so good.
Straight.
That's so good.
Okay, I actually played that, but then I forgot to put up the calendar. I'm such an idiot.
all that hope and
all that
pomp and
thought.
circumstance.
Yeah,
that was so seamless and good that's what the Screen Actors Guild was fighting against.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I believe it.
What I've seen in the Marvels, maybe AI should take over.
Okay. Pull this up. All right. So here's our calendar as it works. Well, so 64 is not correct. I did not update that. I'm so sorry. But this is still where we are just in terms of vacation. It is actually shocking to most of us that he has gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks straight.
Yeah. I have a feeling that there's going to be a very big letdown at the end of
There always is, Dennis. There always is.
And as usual, he's loading all these like super
stars
that are coming in, which is what he classically does at the end of the year.
At 89 shows on Wednesday. It was 89 show be Wednesday. So
this coming Wednesday?
Yeah, so there's only 2 weeks left if you use last year's calendar of days of 95. So yeah, when do you think he's actually going to work? Because he's not going to do more shows. That doesn't happen.
If you call what he does now work.
Yeah, I know, but he's not going to do any more of that work. I mean, so
I like the defeat in Dennis's voice.
I just wanted to end.
He's just so like
it's so painful.
David goes, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most Auschwitz skinny of them all?
Okay, here's 2022's calendar. Where he did in fact work, through December.
Yeah, I know. So I'm kind of but he also did. He only worked 95 days last year.
Okay.
And he's going to be at 89, which is exactly 2 weeks of shows from 95.
Okay. So we don't know. Basically, we don't know.
Well, I mean, we know that he's not going to do more than 95 shows.
We're hoping he doesn't work for the rest of the year. That's what I'm hoping.
I'm hoping, that he just calls it quits after Thanksgiving and comes back sometime in January to be really, really nice. I'd appreciate that a lot.
So that's where we're at, guys. And now
with Sammy Hagar on tomorrow.
Cleaning out the computer.
All right.
With Sammy on tomorrow.
A lot of options.
We got a lot of options for cleaning out the computer. What I've decided to focus in on are two things. One, I love that you sent this to me today.
Menachia?
A lot of people don't really know who Pat Menachia is.
I think if you want an insight into Howard's personal life, he's so essential to it all. He has been, I didn't realize he's been his trainer since 1993. He says in that interview.
Time. And it's kind of bizarre to me that they have been together for as long as they have. It's just, I don't understand it. And I don't know what Pat gets out of it, but okay.
Money.
Sure
Pat gets money. That's what Pat gets out of it. Money.
I think he's the celebrity trainer to the stars in the Hamptons. I think he actually is just in the Hamptons now, and he passed on from. So this is So you're looking at he actually came on the show. A lot of people don't know this in 2010 to promote a book. And I tried to just pick out the stuff that kind of picks into Howard's personal life, and even if as subtle as some of it might be, I bring this guy up once a week, and this is who he is, and he's actually in my avatar running with Howard, by the way, in Central Park. That's who that is.
Oh God. Okay, here we go.
Hey, good morning, Pat. Good morning. How are you? Pretty good. New book? New book. Whole bunch of them. Oh wow. So Pat, do you think it's going to be a little bit odd to be dealing with Howard, because you know him in your personal life, to be dealing with him on the air? Yeah. Are you expecting a different version of your friend?
Not really. He's got to be in there somewhere. I'm actually really interested to see how it goes. I'm curious finally to see, I've been dealing with him for so long personally after this every day and haven't really seen him in it.
Ever hear that?
It's really interesting to see him in it, actually. Yeah.
What?
He says that every day. He clings to him. He needs a personal trainer every day, apparently after the show. So it's Menachia saying, I deal with him every day after this show.
Can you imagine?
Christ.
And some of the stuff is crazy that he's playing basketball with him. That's how inept he is physically. He doesn't know how to play basketball by himself.
He needs a basketball coach.
It's not even. I put in there like he recounts what Howard's like playing basketball with.
Didn't you also just put up a basketball court in his?
That's good one, Monique. Yes. Yeah. So we know that's not outside, right? How would a germaphobe play with a dirty basketball outside in the driveway?
He wouldn't.
Right. That bullshit about him playing in the drive. It's obviously in the house, right? Can we just go with that?
Oh no, I would think it would be outside. I think he literally goes outside for 5 minutes. I mean, it's not like he does anything other than, a couple of shots because somebody told him he should be playing basketball.
Yes, right. So it's Menachia telling him, and he brings up a bowl. Monique, did you see one of the clips I gave you? I mentioned a gym in parenthesis. There's something. It's a weird, pretentious name for a gym. It's like the third or fourth clip.
Is it an MP4 clip or an MP3?
It's an MP4. It's one of these, yeah.
All right, let me look into it.
Don't worry, we'll get to it. Don't worry about it.
Let me play and then we'll.
So this is a guy I know for years. How many years I've been training with Pat? Like, I'm going to say 12 or something, 13 years. I know.
Now, what year was this?
Okay, I'm sorry. This is 2010. So go backwards to 1997, kind of when he's becoming like Private Parts and shit. And he's
probably hired him to get him into shape for Private Parts.
Yes, right. Exactly right.
It would make sense.
Know him.
How long have you lived in Manhattan?
There he is. Look, he took a shave for Pat. You're maybe my manliest friend, I would say. There is the book.
There's a book. There's one for Rob.
You know what he looks like, Monique?
Thank you.
Thank you.
One for you to look.
Cross between Billy West and Chris Russo.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And he's making him out like he's John Hamm or
exactly.
Zac Efron.
All right.
Well, in his world.
So Pat, let's say this is your most girly man. Am I your most girly friend? Am I?
No, not even close.
Is that true?
Yeah, not even close.
Do you know when we were playing basketball yesterday, while I was trying to demonstrate my basketball prowess to you, did you see the part where the ball hit me in the head?
I did. I was trying to be discreet. I didn't know whether to get you ice or just turn around.
I was bouncing the ball and I threw it.
So cute. So Pat Menachia made like a pamphlet about how to like stay healthy, like everybody else was doing in like 2000.
Right. Like he's got all the
and it didn't get in the basket, and I went to rebound, but it hit me in the nose. And I said, I hope Pat didn't see that. I'm trying to be one of the guys so badly.
Wow. I was trying to be encouraging, so Howard gets up at the free throw line, he throws. When he misses everything, it hits the floor. And I go, okay, Howard, nice form.
Well, wait, Pat Menachia is the trainer to the Star.
Yeah, the Star. Well, he claims to have other clients. That's how he met Billy Roberts.
It's so cute. You know the way we talk about how Howard's with Beth because in his mind, she's the ideal shiksa, tall, blonde, model, whatever.
The impersonation what a gay man would, thinks a hetero
his
wants.
idea of what a man should be.
Exactly.
A man's man.
Trainer dude. He's a little bit kind of, he's got a little kind of growly, just like that. Is a little gindaloony, he loves that. He loves it.
Also, too, the way he's so proud of being horribly unathletic and so horrible at basketball. He's sort of bragging. He's very proud of it. It's like what a girl would do. You ever play basketball? You ever play any sport with a girl where they're proud of not being manly? They're like, oh, I don't know. And they shoot and they kind of run away daintily. That's how you know he's gay.
He's the damsel in distress.
Very proud of it. Yes,
he is
right.
Damsel.
Perfect. The damsel in distress.
Music Stream just said Sammy is announcing his final tour with his new star guitarist on Stern.
Good.
Hagar is 76 years old.
Yeah,
another wow. These guys, I can't believe the people that he's having on the show. Well, you know what? He's facing his mortality too.
You know who else is, Monique? Daryl Hall.
Oh, really?
Looks great. He looks, for 76. I mean, they both, and they don't look like they're forced. That's how you do it as a rock star. They're kind of aging gracefully, but yet they look really good.
I just looked up 70-year-old men, and I swear to God, there wasn't a single one who didn't have gray hair. Not a single one. It doesn't dye their hair.
It's really
bizarre. Dye their hair. That is absolutely obvious. Not a single one.
Playing anybody around here knows how girl I am, but I like hanging around with Pat because he's masculine.
But I mean, you can't talk sports with him. You like sports. You follow.
Well, Pat got
teams and
playing hockey.
Yeah,
he plays hockey.
Mm-hmm.
You were almost like a pro, right?
I did. I played professionally.
You did?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was in Europe.
Oh, you played in Europe. You played hockey. So you went to Brown University,
right?
And
Wow.
when the girl's been teaching me about
That's
being
impressive.
more of a man. Like,
Is
for
that
example,
right?
I told Pat, I confessed to Pat that
He probably played D1 hockey for Brown.
I gave my
Monique,
sometimes.
am I wrong about this? You can correct me, Chad, if I'm wrong. I had heard that Ivy League, which Brown is, does not issue scholarships.
No, nobody does.
So,
no, that's not true. That's not true.
I heard they don't give any. Is it just sports
Not
scholarships?
sports. No sports scholarships.
Okay.
No, they don't
So
do
he
sports.
he must have went to Brown on grades because I don't. He claims he's poor. So how are you affording an Ivy League school if you're
Brown's
poor?
expensive?
Howard tried to paint him like he's coming from.
They don't have scholarships.
They don't have
Not
sports
sports,
scholarships.
not
They know
sports
that.
scholarships, no.
Not a sports scholarship. Then they wrangle a way to get you
Academic,
an
academic one, yeah.
There's just no way you can lure people into a school like Brown,
right?
Who are good players on anything.
Exactly. That's why Ivy League teams stink.
That doesn't happen.
There's no scholarships.
Pat Manacchia is the owner and founder and director of La Palestra Center for Preventive
That's
Medicine.
what I'm asking you. Yes, La Palestra.
That means gym in Italian.
Yeah,
probably does. A gym, La Palestra.
Yeah. So Monique, there is a clip in there of him, and he brings up the bowling alley, not Howard's, but he brings up a bowling alley. So it makes it look like it's almost like he convinced Howard to put a bowling alley in the house, that it's somehow some hand-to-eye coordination that he needed, like he's somehow part of his method.
Okay, a former professional hockey player, he has completed 11 marathons and led several group climbs around the world. A graduate of Brown University, he lives in New York City with his wife, Deborah, and their 2 children. So I'm going to dig into Pat. I need to know more.
Why is it wrong for a guy to groom his bush?
Why would you?
What if you want to look good in bed for your wife?
Or just make it a little more pleasant.
Pat, you have been incredibly successful as a trainer and an owner of gym. He owns La Palestra gyms.
Yes.
And yesterday I went and saw the latest gym he built. It's fantastic.
I know they're
beautiful.
moving all over the place.
The place is called the Alden. It's on the west side. It's a residential. It's without question. You saw it. It's the nicest residential facility in the world. It's crazy. The developers, a company called Extel, and I just kept asking them for things when we were building, and they just kept. I said, okay, so let's put a basketball court. They said, okay, let's put a bowling alley. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gigantic.
It's amazing.
Why would he care if there's a bowling alley?
Why would he care about a bowling alley?
Right. That makes me think that he's got some idea that it's part of like a low impact hand-to-eye coordination exercise for people.
Bowling.
Yeah, I don't know. Why would he care if there's why would he care if there's
What's
a
the
bowling
matter?
alley?
Long darts weren't available?
Yeah.
The next wave of health, bowling.
Yes.
Monique, tell us about La Palestra.
I don't know anything about it. I've never heard of it.
It's on the west side, he said. You don't know? That's the first time I've ever heard you don't know something on the west side.
You know, I love when people.
No, I'm not. It's not an insult. I'm just saying.
It's a gym. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's possibly installed? It's when he said residential. Does that mean it's in the building of another?
Yes.
So you wouldn't know it because you wouldn't see it.
In his building,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like a building facility of some sort. I don't know it. That's why I'm going to dig into it a little bit.
It's probably you can't see it from the street. It's probably in the like a
I'm
rich building.
curious about Pat. I need to know more. So we're gonna-
Yeah, but so I always find it funny when English
there's
speakers.
no volume on here.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Isn't it
No, I
No?
wouldn't do that.
It's okay.
You're not.
We're
What?
losing all the depth of Pat Manacchia.
No, that's impossible.
Oh, what a shame. Let's move on.
Let's try next up.
The gym.
Pat,
when you
it's the clip. Sorry.
Okay. What does it say on the clip?
Julia
and,
Roberts?
Shit. Of course it does.
What is that?
Of course, this is
He
Julia
dated
Roberts,
Julia
but-
Roberts and the broad from fucking Weeds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like her.
Like when I go to the gym, I am embarrassed to change in front of other men. No,
I hate men.
I know. We have that all the time. Howard goes upstairs. I got my nuts out. I'm hanging downstairs. Howard disappears. He comes down fully dressed.
Well, yeah, that's why I joined the gym because
and without his sneakers, and he puts his sneakers on
in the gym because I want to feel like I'm one of the guys.
You know what's so cute? Okay. So Howard gets off the air at 11 o'clock. The amount of people in a gym at 11 o'clock in the morning.
It's like 2.
5.
Yeah.
Ooh, 5. Maybe there are one other person in the locker room at the same time as you at 11 o'clock in the morning or 12. And then you got lunchtime crowd, maybe.
Yeah.
You got 3, 4. You know, there's no way that there's
He picks up on
You let him
everything.
see your feet.
Yeah. Do you realize what a douchebag I am? I didn't think anyone noticed that. I come down with my sneakers off so I can look like I changed in the locker room. They have private locker
You're
rooms.
such an actor.
They have private locker rooms at Pat's gym.
Yeah.
And if they didn't have that, I couldn't go to the gym.
So you walk into a room, your locker is there, and you can close the door.
I get the locker. That's where all the guys change. But I can go upstairs to a private room where you can shower. And that's what attracted me to the gym. Because I don't want people seeing my dick. I know it's small. How the fuck am I supposed to change in front of guys? I don't want you seeing my dick. It's humiliating enough. I can't even shoot a basketball.
Bro, I'm not looking at your dick. I got to tell you.
No, you're gonna look at my dick.
That's the last thing I'm going to look at.
So here's the curious thing to me. So did he start out by going to Pat's gym? And is that the reason he went there? Was because of the private?
No, I think this is a commercial for Pat's gym.
No, it's commercial for Pat's book. I mean, that's what we're doing here. We're selling
but it's also pumping up the gym too.
Initially, he went to the Reebok Sports Club, Monique, which, as you know, is beneath his penthouse.
Yes.
Right. And then I think he's probably said, well, Pat's like, I'm opening a gym and I'm going to be there. So he had to go with his trainer, and then he eventually transitioned. And I mean, that is a double entendre to the gym, to Pat's gym.
All right, let me see. La Palestra Gym. Wow. Okay, you want to say? Hang on.
Thank you, Shan Camp. Welcome, Shan Camp. I miss you too.
La Palestra on Yelp.
Oh, right by him, West 67th. That's his goddamn street.
Only gets 3.4. Yes, this is why I'm telling you. This is probably he walked in and decided he needed a workout place. It's right next to. It's right down the block from his house.
What's the address? 11.
It's 11 West 67th.
His is 110. His address is 110, the Millennium Tower. So you got to go what? Towards Central Park? There's no other way to go, right? You have to go towards.
No. Let's see. Best gym. Love the concept of this place, however, extremely difficult. And didn't let me make an appointment with my concierge and made me call directly myself. I did. Oh my God! When I did follow up directly, they kept dropping my call. I kept calling back and finally connected with them.
Of course, it's amazing how he has everything on his own block. He doesn't have to.
Bought out by elite New York sports.
Do they have a Jimmy John's in the gym?
Now the gym is no boutique; it's a stomping ground.
No, it's like Jimmy John sandwiches. Do they have that? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
You are a master of fast food, X.
Here's the gym.
Oh, wow.
This one at 70 Pine Street, so downtown.
There's the pool.
Greenwich Lane. 70.
See if we can find the bowling alley.
Plaza Hotel. Interesting.
Really?
Wow.
The Plaza.
Oh, it's a yoga studio.
No, it
looks like more than that. It's not a yoga studio. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
101, yes, 167. So that's 11. And it would be closer to the park if you just walk a little bit east on West 67th. No, wait, does it cut off at ABC? No, it goes past ABC and goes towards the park. I bet it's in between the park and
right here.
Columbus.
Look, here. Here it is. Here it is.
There's the park.
Oh, look at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. There's Equinox.
Okay, so I'm right.
Him. That's it.
Yeah. It's
That's
close to
his
the
building. It's down the block.
Everything is.
Everything.
Whether it's Tony Coburn or
everything's down the block.
Yep.
Convenient for us. All right. What else do we want to do? I think that's about it. Is 1:38. I am going to dig into La Palestra, though. I really want to look at that for a moment. What is Howard the Angry Partner?
It's just there's too many of them if you're in a rush.
Too many. Yeah, we need.
It's great though. It's great. He gets enraged that Studio 54 is launching a launch party, and he thinks the money should go to him because he's a partner and they owe him. And so that's when he was denied the lawsuit, or he's fighting for more money right at that time.
Well, stay tuned for tomorrow because we will do lawsuit partners in Studio 54. There are 6 parts to this, including an MP4. So that is something we can.
A video component.
I'm going to keep it up for tomorrow. I'm going to meanwhile look into Pat Minotti, what the story is with him, and see if we can find any skinny on him. I did want to quickly mention the Stuttering John boondoggle that's going on right now. And
Boondoggle.
And all that stuff. And I think that's like a really interesting thing that's going on there. But, Johnny, we were talking about it yesterday, KC and I, and we were trying to remember if Stuttering John...
Did you text with him or talk to him on the phone?
Texted with him. He never talked.
Okay. Okay.
We were trying to remember whether or not he actually talked about that on our show when we had interviewed him. Because you would be the only person that would mention something.
Wait, what in particular? Just give me a...
This whole thing about Anne-Marie saying that about
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That he rapade. That whole compound. Nothing surprises me. That whole compound is one big sexual harassment. Me too. Could you imagine John in the late '90s, early 2000s running around?
Worse than JD in 2010.
Yeah, just insane. We could text
vile, entitled douche who thought because he was on that show that he was more special than anybody else. Meanwhile, he's just a freak with Asperger's.
I have a very good clip I need to show you guys of Howard browbeating that woman to touching her breast in front of him when they try to do like a pap smear kind of breast test fake contest. And she's like, demonstrate it for me, Anne-Marie. And she's like, that's okay. I'm not comfortable doing it. I'm not doing it. Nope, I'm not doing it. And he just kept screaming at her to do it. Howard did. This is Howard doing it. And it was the very definition of a Me Too now. This is like early 2000s.
All right. I'd like to dig into that. Nothing makes me angrier than JD harassing interns. I know, it's like disgusting. All right, my friends. So that is it for us tonight. Thank you everybody for participating. Really appreciate your super chats tonight. That's kind of amazing. Thank you so much. We really appreciate those days. Sometimes they're lean, sometimes they're fat, and it's a good fatty day today. So we do.
Boff, our friend Boff,
contacted
me and says he might have a very, very interesting, relevant lead on getting Big Black on the show. That doesn't excite you, Dan? I know you don't like the Blacks too much.
I love Big Black. Big Black's my favorite. He's actually literally my favorite. He's one of my favorite guys, actually, because he didn't care. He just didn't give a shit.
And he should have. Speaking of JD, he deserved his job.
Oh, absolutely.
Doing it on a VHS tape over the phone.
Absolutely. All right. Bon Jovial just put up the balance of our first season ever on air on year 2015. And so he just put up the balance of those, which are really interesting. And apparently the next year, John, we kind of sucked. And Bon's like, there's not a single show that we did that didn't have like sound problems and quality problems. Stuff like that.
I'll be the determination whether we sucked or not.
And I said to him, we were innovators, damn it. Nobody was doing podcasts, much less remotely with another person in another location.
The technology wasn't there yet, too. There's no StreamYard. There's no.
It was.
Guess what? I told people we were doing podcasts. They were like, "What's a podcast?" Right?
Everybody exactly.
What's a podcast? What's a podcast? So I don't care. Whatever. All right. So we will see you tomorrow. Sammy Hagar's going to be in. I don't care about Sammy Hagar. I got to be honest.
He had great tequila, though.
He's a weird guest for him now. He's a really weird guest. Maybe I'll go after some of the David Lee Roth stuff when Roth replaced him and see if I can find some interesting shit.
All right. That would be fun. The Monique Grace fights were kind of crazy. And you can tell at the end of that season that she was starting to get really like insane with the show. And we so we kind of did invent podcasts. I used to listen to a few and I swear to you, there was even a time where we were like number 7 in entertainment for like it was kind of crazy. That's how it was out there. Now there's 5 trillion of them and everybody, has
it was May or something of April of 2015. That was the first show.
Yes, my friend. Yes.
Thank you, Chet Hayes.
So at some point we're going to do like a address the Grace thing and be done with it. No, Bon actually said he was going to do a thing on it because in the one-on-one that I had done with the boys a long time ago, we talked about it and what a shit show it was back then. So yeah, it'll be up there at some point. All right, so that's it, and we will see you mañana, I guess, at some point. Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at radiogunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Radio Gunk, and don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.